Hey everyone, and welcome back to episode 944 of Fallout 4. Last episode was just straight up busted, man. We had some weird problems, and speaking of those, it's been a different session. I have saved and quit since then. Let me open up my crafting interface and make sure the game didn't die. Okay, seems good. We had an issue where everything that I looked at, it kept telling me it was a missile turret, no matter if I closed and reopened the settlement interface and stared at the ground or stared at the sky or whatever. It was some really weird convoluted thing that I think had to do with me and a vertibird, and I don't even know. But I think I fixed it, so we're good there. That's a positive thing. So today, I think what I'm going to do is try to build up the oops, I squished this earlier. I think I'm going to try to build the market if the game will allow me to. I want to like remove the roof, remove pretty much all of this stuff in this area, which then means I probably need to shift some beds over. But I want to make like an open kind of like open walls, but a ceiling on top market for all my vendors and things. And then since I think I have vendors in here, yeah, I'm gonna move them out of there. Like, this is my house. I'm gonna move these vendors in here. That's the plan anyway. Hopefully the game allows me to do that. But hopefully, of course, you guys are enjoying the Fallout videos. I do certainly appreciate those of you who take the time to like the videos, and I'll thank you dudes for that support. Well, without further ado, I guess we need to figure out if this is gonna work after all. So we've saved obviously since. So let's see if I can just scrap all of this. That's the plan. If the game does not let me scrap all of this, we in deep doo-doo. Because then I have to put my market somewhere else. Please scrap everything. Please let me do the thing that I want to do. Well, that has no bounding box. I can just go straight through that wall. Okay. So I'm kind of worried that I'm going to scrap some things on accident if I like scrap things in mass. So let's just look at what I've got here in my hands. It's just the walls. It doesn't appear that's connected to anything. I have a feeling it's going to say like contents transferred to a workbench and things like that, and I don't want to accidentally scrap some things. The foundation will have to go, but if I can keep it there for as long as possible, I'd like to, so that way I can use it as a reference where I'm going to put my foundation so I can snap all my things. These we've obviously put down ourselves, so this is definitely fine to just go ahead and get rid of. I don't expect that to be a problem. Is this a kitty painting? Moment of truth. Da. It's a kitty painting. We gave them a bunch of cat paintings to make them happy. I remember doing that. That was a while ago. I guess these generators were purely linked up to lights in this settlement. This generator's not even hooked up to anything. I don't even know what half of these things were here for. To be 110% honest, I don't really remember. Sanctuary being what it is. Was obviously one of the, if not, I'm pretty sure it was, like the very first settlement that I bothered to build at all. I don't really remember if I built it, I powered the decontamination arch. I don't really remember if I built it up that much in the beginning, or if that was just kind of me messing around in the crafting interface a little bit, but yeah, it was obviously one of the first. I'm going to commandeer that American flag. I mean, I already got one on a flagpole, but I'll put another one on my house because you simply just can't have too many. I mean, hell yeah, dude. Cat paintings. I accidentally scrapped the other one. This one's a doggo painting. I'm just going to store them. That would be my light bulbs. There's nothing wrong with getting rid of that. Now, tool rack. These aren't the snap and build tool racks, right? These are... Murphy, your chair's going to have to go over here. These are like... These were here, I think. So I want to just go ahead and get rid of those. Hopefully it doesn't cause any issues. That said, content stored in a workbench. I bet I never eluded that cabinet, to be honest with you. So I'm not really worried about that. Can I store these? I can. So if I can store them, it means that I can create them myself. If I can't store them, like I'm pressing tab here, it means this is an item that I can never rebuild, unless like I use a mod or something like that. But I'm not exactly worried about a light that looks like a giant donger. So I'm content. Here, this oil lamp. Oh, I'm going to have to look for those invisible things that allow NPCs to do actions. So we got a Marcy Long here, not a very nice lady. She's kind of a jerk. She's hammering a wall. But if I do extra object selection, there might be like a NPC. Oh, NPC stand and hammer vertically. I know, weird, but if I scrap it, mysteriously she stops. Bethesda, the way you did that's kind of like weird, but also it makes sense. Instead of like just commanding an NPC to go to a location through like a script or I mean, I guess it also makes sense, but like, I don't know. They just use those like prefabs, I guess you could call them, and they put them down in places, and then the settlers randomly go up to them. I suppose it's like I'm thinking like programmatically here. I'm getting like totally off tangent. I suppose it kind of makes sense. It's basically an object, and then they just they keep referring to the object in multiple settlements. Look, NPC kneel and hammer vertically, but the way they like cheekily hide it in the world as not like an actual structure is so weird. I don't know. I'm thinking like the programmatic standpoint of how they right there, another one, NPC stand and hammer, how they do that. It's so strange, but in the same token, it also kind of makes sense. So I suppose props to Bethesda for making your weird stuff work, eh? That's it. Sometimes it doesn't just work. Case in point, last episode, but apparently sometimes it does. Is that another one? NPCs sit on ground. Mama Murphy. Oh, NPCs stand and hammer vertically. I don't know if they like just keep coming back. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure once I've gotten rid of them, they stay away. But we should be good. So beds. I have 27. I think I am able to get rid of 6 of the beds in here because we put beds in different NPC houses. So let's just like store some of these, and then the excess ones I'm going to have to just kind of put off to the side for now. Because I still need to make NPC houses or something. I don't know. I mean, we could make an NPC hotel, but the idea was to kind of give everybody their own house, or at least 3 people or so to their house. So that way it wasn't super cluttered, and it kind of made Sanctuary feel a little bit more alive. So if I can, I'm going to continue with that design. You're going to have to go somewhere else. You're unassigned. Get to work. Can you do crops? Like, do we have a vacancy over here, or am I good? I think I might be good. That's a lot of crops just chilling right here. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. No, I literally, I think this woman literally has nothing to do. There are no, there's no food jobs. All right, I guess you could just stand there and do nothing until I give you another job. You can be like Mama Murphy, just kind of chilling, like all depressingly. I don't know why she's standing there. Her chair's not there. Her chair's over to the side, and you think she'd go sit on it. So I gotta get rid of all these little trash piles. I'm gonna get rid of this foundation, so it doesn't really matter, I guess, at this point. It is definitely not something I want to leave connected to the workshop, because if I scrap it and I scrap the workshop, I'm pretty sure I break the settlement, or at least that's just not very good for the settlement. The Nuka-Cola vending machine could serve as a good reference point. So could this, I suppose. You just build straight off of this little like driveway kind of deal here. So I'm gonna scrap the foundation and then get rid of the rest of the rubble, and we're gonna put our own floor here. And it should go back to, I think, like this point. I think right about here made sense. I guess that's the plan. I could get rid of these cinder blocks, which I guess I will, and even extend or reposition. Is that an NPC thing? Did I see that? That I saw an NPC stand and do something silly. I could reposition the base of it to center it more between these houses, because it doesn't feel like it's super center. So what we need to do, let's go structures, concrete. We can do concrete floor. No, let's do the warehouse floor. Those are definitely my preferred, my go-to. Let's do F2, so I don't have to deal with service snap, and I can do what I want. And we need to align it with this. And, I mean, I guess the main road as well, or just like the base of these houses. But I kind of want to center this, and I don't really know how easy that's going to be. Okay, this filing cabinet and this filing cabinet have a ton of stuff stored in them. One of them has food, and one of them has, like, I think, things I sell. Unless I sold them all already. But it feels like I'm super close to that building. But let's do a little bit of snap in here first. Make the market probably a 4x3, probably keep it consistent with the rest of the houses in this area. And we'll just pick up the entire base and move it around. I'm really worried about Mama Murphy here. Like, I don't know, she appears to be doing literally nothing. Assigned to, it says she's assigned. It also says that I can scrap her. Oh, I guess she didn't like that idea. I love how she just sits there and stands with her thumb up her bum. Oh, NPC's on the ground. Her thumb up her bum that whole time. But the moment I threatened to scrap her, she's like, oh shit, they're trying to throw me in the retirement home. She just deuced on out real quick. She was not happy about that. I'm gonna. Oh, okay. What else are we connected to? It looks like just some scrap. Maybe the workbench. Is that the workbench? Yeah. It looks like it's connected to the workbench and the vending machine, which I'm okay with. I can deal with that. Let's pull the building a bit closer this way. And what do we got? About a tile and a half's worth of space, and maybe a tile and a half. I think we've centered this pretty good. I just wanted the market to be kind of split down the middle. I didn't want it to be like super close to one building or the other. It's also not to say that I couldn't scooch it later, but armor workbench, let's just get you away from this. I don't want you to be connected. So I think, oh, I was gonna say, I think we're good, but I definitely don't want this thing like, you know, the ground sticking through. Oh dear lord. What? Like, all I did was hold E like I did last time. Why is it disappearing into the ether like this? Okay, let's just try it from this side, because this side seemed to work a little bit better last time. No such luck. Well, I mean, it is what it is. We're gonna have to deal. Gonna have to make do. I think that right there solves my clipping issues. But I want to push this back just a smidge, yeah? The market does stick out a bit further than any other building, but that's not really a problem. Ah, we still are clipping over there. Damn it. Still clipping. I mean, I could press F2, and it would, like, bring it all the way up, and there'd be no clipping. But I don't know if that's too tall. Let's roll with it. How straight are we? Not as straight as I'd like to be. Still a little bit of cap of pride in there. Not that that's a bad thing. That's pretty good. There's a tiny blade of grass right there, but I can make do with that with all that annoying dirt clod popping through. So that's going to be, I think, the base of my market. Now, I might do some kind of, like, fancy floor pathing thing leading up into that and maybe leading into these houses. I don't know if we're going to ever do walkways, but this is what we're going to roll with for now. What I have to figure out, though, is how I plan on doing... I like some kind of, like, I could do half walls as maybe even support beams, if you will. But how do I want to, like, do the support structure of this building? I want it to be open. I want a very open design. And I don't think that there's any kind of really cool arches in the tile set, at least not by default. And not that I have in my mods. I mean, like, for example, you could use door frames as basically an arch. If I want to miscellaneous wood... Imagine, like, what I do with the entrance to my houses, and I use the snap and build things. You could put, like, half walls in there, and you could basically use these, space them out, as kind of an arch. And that might not be a terrible idea. I suppose we can cobble it together, and if we don't like it, we can change it. Let's just, you know, let's just try it. Whatever. What's the worst that could happen? I lose a little bit of wood. I am stuck in this bed. I lose a little bit of wood. I think I'll live. I can go buy a shipment or two. I think we're good. So what about that? These would be open. These would be closed. Does that look just too stupid? And then we're gonna put like a roof on it. So I'm wondering if maybe it'll kind of come together, or if it just won't. Because if it just doesn't, then we just scrap it or we store it. I might have to maybe like tack on like a half wall there or something. It's not exactly. I don't think looking the way maybe I'd want it to. But that's also, we don't have the roof on there, so it's also not complete. But it's open. That's the whole point. Maybe I want to move these in one, but if I move them in one, then they're touching. And that would not be ideal. Can I, like, take the whole thing and just shift it right here? No. See, I wanted to split it between the tiles, and I guess the only way I could do it is with half walls. I don't know if I'm sold on this. And I can't really make this building all that tall unless I freehand the whole thing. So I could do doorway caps and then just put the doorway caps across the top and then put a shack upper floor. That'd be a little too tall in my opinion. So let's say this is as tall as it's going to get. Let's go shack upper floor for now to get some kind of snapping. And what does this look like? As an open room design, as the marketplace... How's this look? I could definitely make this look better, I think, if I freehanded the entire thing. That would also take a really long time, and that leaves up a lot of room for errors. And I kind of just want to get the building cobbled together. So I mean, you can kind of sort of see what I'm going for here. But I'm not sure how I feel about that. I do like the fact that you have some natural lighting. Let me get rid of this candle. Yeah, damn it, the candle's like a 14-part item. I forgot. I do like the part how you have some of that like natural lighting. What if like we take the whole doorway and we scooch it? Oh, no, we had it. We had it. I thought we had it. Like, yeah, right there. I put it in the corner, and then it leaves this whole thing open. And then maybe I put another doorway in here. Oh, okay. So let's keep trying here. This will be me adding more doorways. See, look how floaty it looks without those support beams that I was kind of imagining. And then you have like one big main entrance right here. Then you'd probably have like a 2-tile wide entrance on this side. I think that actually looks a little better. Maybe I could, no. I'm thinking roof tiles, and I'm thinking the one with the slight overhang. The one that you have to do in the houses like this. I'm wondering if like maybe you could put an overhang right here. You know what I mean? Like that. But would that hit your head? Yeah, that answers that question. Never mind. I don't know, it feels a little bit like flat and it's just lacking some decor. But let's roll with this for now. Let's envision this, shall we? So we need a few more modular doorways. And then this one can come all the way over. Oh dear lord, that's not what I was planning. There you go. And I think that's okay. I don't know. At first glance, I don't think I like it too much, but it's kind of sort of growing on me. It's definitely different. It's definitely out there. It's not exactly traditional, but it's almost like you go to like a park and it has like one of those picnic areas, and they have like the lunch benches or the tables here, and you come eat. I don't know. It's just like one of those like public parks. It's kind of how I see this. But there's just gonna be a whole bunch of emporiums in there. And I guess I could put lights. I mean, I could also make the ceiling a bit taller if I so chose, but I don't want to outshine like neighboring buildings and make it gigantic. I think that might be a little bit weird. So let's roll with this. What do I have in here for vendors? We have a bunch of lookup fields. So we have weapons, armor. No, we have weapons, general, and a bar. I thought I would have had armor in here. Alright, so Mr. Barman, you're going to come over this way. This is kind of good because it gets them out of my house. I've had this bit of an issue where it seems that I have an NPC hotel in my own home. And I think somebody also said that NPCs congregate where there's... I think they said it was like the most light. I have to go back and read that comment. I mean, I read all you guys' comments. I may not reply to literally everything anymore because it's gotten overwhelming. Plus, YouTube is just a terrible, terrible place for me to be anymore these days. But I still read the things. But like, maybe... I think somebody said something about light. And that could make sense. It looks like I need to repower my home up. Because I have a lot of light bulbs in here. And, you know, since we changed our power design, I have to re-add some conduits. That's no big deal. But we came in here one day and there's like 20 NPCs in my bedroom, and it was kind of creepy. So if that's how we do it, if that's why they do it, then we know how to fix it. Now I guess what I would want to do is have these vendors facing outward instead of like, you know, just putting them in here kind of like that. We're gonna have them facing out so I can come in from one of these open areas and straight up just trade with somebody. I think that would actually be pretty cool. So let's just say for now, you are on that corner. Can I like line these things up based off of that position? Does that suffice? Does that work? Got 2 blocks over there. You got 2 blocks over there. I think we might be onto something. By Jove, I think we've got it. So we still need an armor. We need a clinic. Right? We need armor. We need a clinic. We could use clothing. Get as many vendors in here as possible. Because let's just say that this place is like the main place. Armor. Let's go Emporium. And let's do food and drink. Right now it's bar. Clinic. Then we could use a clothing store. I think that's all the things that I can make, yeah. Yeah. Well, that stinks. For some reason I thought I had another one. Armor. Weapons and armor. Let's put you guys side by side. However, this is definitely not in the final position, so let me finagle it a little bit. Just a little bit. Is that good? That looks totally good. Snapped, and we have 2 of these left to work with. So if we have 2 of these left to work, I'm actually really liking this, and then I can kind of put plants in the middle. This is coming together. I don't know, we're not gonna put doors in there, but I think this is coming together. We could change the design. We could use half walls instead, and that would definitely be its own little pattern. But I'm kind of digging the way this turned out. I guess I'll push this one out, right? Because we have one tile set. I'm calling like these like a tile set. So like this whole thing is a tile, but I'm like referring to these little quarter tiles, I guess, if you will. So in that sense, I'm leaving like a quarter of a tile all the way around. But it looks like if I push this one out, at least on these two sides, I'm leaving a quarter. Now, how is this gonna work? Because I don't want to like... I kind of like the idea of having this closed off, so I really can't get in there, but I don't have enough vendors to do that. So then on that note, I suppose the best way to make things symmetrical would be to bump you out to, again, another quarter. It leaves the design open, but I could put, like, little wooden gates there or little wooden fences or something, just to make it so that, like, it's almost like you imagine, like, a bar in, like, the Wild West, and they have those wooden little gates or whatever the hell they were called, and people would walk through them, and they, like, squeak and shit. You see them in movies, and saw them in cartoons. Kind of something like that. I don't really know what exactly I'd call that, but I don't really know if I can do that in game. So I'm going to roll with that. The plan is there's going to be a quarter of a tile all the way around. They can have all the space they want in the middle. We could bump the entire design in one. So come in a quarter, come in a quarter, come in a quarter, come in a quarter. But I feel like if I did that, I would be running into an issue where the vendors are standing inside of each other, and that would just be weird. So I'm going to keep it spacious. I could also do something nice where I do like a quarter tile on the outside with wood, and I do a bit of a ring around it. That might be neat. Oh, now I'm getting like super fancy and into this. You can tell I'm getting into this. So we should have 1, 2, 3 assigned. We have 3 assigned. We need more people. You're assigned to food. That's okay. Sure. We have too much food. Where's that one lady ever get to? Also, can I make Mama Murphy a vendor? Oh. Apparently I can just pick Mama Murphy up. Oh no! I can scrap her and I can just send her into space. Woo! Oh my god. Bye, Mama Murphy. That's terrible. Why can't I do this? Why he's on the side? Why is that an option? And why is it so freaking hilarious? It's terrible. Oh, I'm having too much fun with this.
Okay.
Alright, oh, you're all assigned. I'm curious as to why the settlement happiness went down. I think we started at like 83 today. And now we're at 79. I mean, I did unassign these people to the bar, but that was obviously like a temporary thing, and I scooched them over here. But there you go, we got a straight up marketplace. Now I gotta like decorate it. We'd obviously want to make some light in here because it is very, very dark, admittedly. I think I'm gonna go with one of these traditional light bulbs smack dab in the middle. Just smack dab right here. I guess this would be the cross section, like right there. It's looking pretty good. So we need to get this bad boy powered. I mean, you don't produce happiness, so why would our happiness randomly go down? Could it be like the paintings and things? Oh no. Actually, I have no idea. The food values are fine, the water values are fine, the defensive values are fine, the power is fine. They all still have their beds. I don't know. Settlement happiness is a very, very fickle and awkward thing to deal with in this video game, so I ain't really going to worry about it. What I will worry about, however, is doing a big old fat TCL, going underground here, and connecting this bad boy up to my power grid. So that way, the light in the market works, and I want to see what that looks like, because I have a feeling it'll look pretty neat. Which one to use? The center? Something like right about here? Let's go as far as we can without going through the ground. I think we got it. The power is definitely on. And I need to do the exact same thing I just did there for my house, because my house is no longer lit up the way it used to be. Like, you can look in there and see the only thing that's on are the candles. It's all drab and dreary. But there you go. Honestly, that turned out a lot better than I expected. We could maybe, like, instead of using shack upper floors, we could go to the wood tile set, go to the roofing tile set, and kind of use, not like the fancy ones, Snap-A-Bill ones, but maybe some of these to create some more dimension on the house. that might not be outside the realm of possibility. Actually, that looks like very easy to do. I might do that next episode. But it is time to wrap it up here, my guys. Episode 944, Fallout 4. The marketplace looks pretty cool. I was thinking maybe we could do like a little wooden tile outline as well, just to really add some depth to this place. But I'll have to wait for next time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you next time.